Well, hello, 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 hello. It is Friday night, and guess who's back? I'm here around the table with you tonight, and I am excited as always. You know, I took a little bit of time out to recoup, but I'm back with you. It's Friday night, and we are live sitting around the table. And as always, I have me a very special guest. And so tonight we are going to sit around the table and chop it up with one of my new sister friends who have taken the time out to write, to be a part of an anthology that have been written. And because of that, I get to speak with her carte blanche. And so you just need to sit with us and participate. Listen, if you have a question, just put it in the comments. We will get to it. We will involve you. I promise you we won't get so wrapped up that we'll forget that you're there. But on Friday nights, as we sit around the table, we get learn a lot about authors, about coaches, about entrepreneurs, and all the things that they're doing. And it makes me so excited when I can sit around and just get to know someone better. And tonight, my opportunity is to get to know Ronjeanna Harris a whole lot better. Welcome, Ronjeanna. How you doing this evening?
I am doing great. How are you?
I am doing super fantabulous tonight because you are here. And so I'm so excited. I have to calm myself down just a little bit because it is the first time that I've been on in quite a while. And I just am so excited that you said yes. And so the first thing I want to do is I would like you to tell our viewing audience, because I don't like to do and read bios and all of that stuff. Would you just tell them a little bit about who Ronjeanna is in your own words? What is it that you want them to know about you tonight?
Okay, here. And great evening, everyone that is going to be tuning in from all over. Thank you again for having me on your show. I am amazingly honored. I am Ronjeanna Harris. I am out of the beautiful state of Virginia, residing in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I am your community motivator. I am also the formulator, as you see in the back of me, and a published Amazon best-selling author. So I am just glad that I am able to contribute to the community by igniting purpose, igniting accountability, and sharing my story, sharing my journey of servitude to help others. I have an all natural skincare line as well with my nonprofit organization. My all natural skincare line is called Just Gina Skincare LLC. And I service individuals with all natural skincare needs. I'm also a nurse by trade, been in the healthcare field for well over 20 years, still serving in that sector, not in the clinical setting. However, I am contributing my efforts to making sure that sound decisions are being made towards individuals' health. I am a kingdom believer. I am a servant. And with Gina's iFeed, the focus of birthing that nonprofit organization is to provide cooked meals to the community on a weekly basis, along with health and wellness education. So I serve in several sectors here. I'm also a wellness coach, certified wellness coach. And I have a coaching and mentoring business called Kingdom Solutionist Coaching and Mentoring. And that focus for that service is to ignite accountability. Again, assist individuals that are looking to move forward in launching their all natural skincare business or wanting to understand the proper scope of practice when going into business in the skincare or the beauty industry. So those are some of the things that I do. I could go on and on and on, but that's just a segue of you learning a little bit about me here. And again, thank you so much. I'm excited about what we're going to chat about. I'm excited about this conversation. I'm excited about the God move that's even going to take place on this in this around this table.
Amen. Amen. Well, with all of that said, already you have me wondering, well, when does she sleep? With all of this that you have going on, all these great things that are surrounding you and that are impacting your life so that you can impact other lives, my thought was, does she sleep? So my first question is, what the poster behind you when you said formulator, that's with the skincare section of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the natural skincare line. That's awesome. Now, listen, I'm going to begin by asking you this because I had the privilege before I took a little time off to have some of your sisters on with me. They came on with this book, and I know the book is under the visionary of Kathy Staten.
Yes.
And you are one of the contributing authors to this book. So tell me the name of the book.
The name of the book is called Forces of Change. And visionary Kathy Staten came and put out a call or put out an inquiry to nonprofit organizations for a vision that God had gave her well over 10 years ago, for us to come together in penmanship and share our stories and our journey as we have embarked into the nonprofit world, serving in the community and beyond. And just to be able to share our story, tips, things that we found that we were able to master, overcome, how we was able to impact the community, our focus, our why. The biggest reason, the biggest meat of our chapters was our why. Why do we do what we do? What led us to it? How are we helping others? So when she had put that call out or that inquiry out, it was just like God had told me to go and be a part of this. This wasn't something that I had to ponder on for weeks and months. This was something that it was aligned with my journey. It was aligned with where God was taking me as far as me being the president of a nonprofit organization. And it was a very, very amazing experience to be able to write down this information that could very well help someone, that can very well let someone see the passion and see why nonprofit organizations, why it's so important in what we do, how the community needs these businesses and these entities out and about serving, and how it makes a difference. So when she put the inquiry out, I just jumped right on it, and
Right
I'm just
on.
honored to be a part of it. She is doing amazing things, and she is a wealth of knowledge, and she has a great heart. So it was just an honor, and it was just a great fit. It just fit right into what I was doing at that time when she put this out.
Yeah, God really works in ways that we cannot imagine, because when the others came on the show and I interviewed them and I realized the whole conversation was around a nonprofit. My cousin that used to be the sponsor for this show passed away in October, and she had started a nonprofit. One of the things that were going on in my head was, how do I keep her nonprofit alive? And then God sent Kathy and this whole team of nonprofits. So I know now, for me, that God used the book Forces of Change to open up a door so that I can learn more about nonprofits and how important they are. And so let me ask you, what is exactly your why for running a nonprofit?
One powerful word for me is that solutions. I am big on making sure solutions are implemented in everything that I do, but especially with Gina's iFeed resources. So when I say solutions, it doesn't mean that it may very well I'll be the one delivering. I might not be the deliverer of that solution. However, I need to make sure that whatever recipient comes in my presence and has a need, that there is some type of solution implemented, a
Yes.
resource, whether it's through me or whether it's through another organization or another business. But the main key word for Gina's IV is providing solutions to the community and make sure it's effective as well. Not just doing something to be doing it, not be doing it because it's a phase or because it's a thing, but to know that this is something that you have to be grounded and rooted and committed to make sure that we can break the stigmas that's going on in our areas, in our states, in our community, in our local towns. So these individuals can successfully get back on their feet and they can progress and know that there's hope to transition back into a healthy way of life, that they can come off the streets, they can come out of living in hotels,
Yes.
they can come out of addiction, they can be able to be balanced, if they have mental illness, they can understand that they can still eat healthy, or they can eat in a way that is not going to conflict with their health conditions as well. So solutions is the main word.
Yes, solutions. And that's awesome because when people find themselves in situations that are less desirable, people forget about their needs. But as it says, this is a transformational nonprofit, stories of leaders who are paving the way for others to take action. And that's what's so important. You all have taken action.
Yes.
I know that there are so many different nonprofits among you, and one of the things that I found out that I really love was this is Women's History Month. And it's so awesome to know that women are coming more and more together and collaborating and
Yes.
showing that they're able to work with each other. And it's not each person is alone off as their own island. And that way we get more things done. So that is one of the things that I really want to make sure happens with the nonprofit that I am going to be involved in, with helping keep my cousin's legacy alive. And so tonight, this is so interesting. How long did it take you all to actually write this book and bring it together?
Ooh, so the project, she did the inquiry, I want to say towards the last quarter here, when she had brought it to our attention to see if we wanted to be a part of the anthology. And I would say over a course of a few months, it wasn't that long.
Okay.
Because really, when you all you're doing is putting your passion to penmanship. So it's really not that complicated, for many of us to put our passion to penmanship to express why our nonprofit organizations is so important here. So it did go over a course of a few months, not that long,
Okay.
and everything just came together. And again, Miss Kathy was the first. I was already an author, but as far as being a part of an anthology, she is the first project that I came on as a co-author
Okay.
to experience the anthology process, and she made it just a smooth transition. She educated very well. She made sure we had all the resources. She made sure everything was in place for us to really bring our story to life about our nonprofit organization.
Wow. Well, let's talk about that just a little bit. You said to bring the penmanship, to bring it in. So what, tell us a little bit about your chapter that you wrote in the book.
Okay, so I can give you the title, and I'll just give a little briefing here. So my
Okay,
title,
which chapter are you in the book?
I'm not sure which chapter.
That you are,
Which
but you
chapter?
know you're in the book. Okay.
Yes, I can't remember which chapter it
Okay,
is.
but you're in the book. Okay, tell us
Yes.
a little bit about you being in the book.
So the name of my chapter is Purpose Ignite Solutions, a nurse's journey to the nonprofit world.
Okay.
So when you're in the medical field, your thought process is just very different, especially when you have been one to have to make critical decisions that could impact the lives of somebody else. So when I decided that it was time to move forward to really structure what I was doing, because I've been doing this for a long time. I didn't just start serving meals. I've been operating in a servant mode really all of my life ever since a kid. What really made me want to be more grounded is when the pandemic hit
Yes.
and I had started serving meals. I remember I was going out and I just loaded up a laundry basket of bags and they had like lunch in there, wellness items. And I went to a focus area where a lot of the homeless communities are at. And I just rolled down my window and I just started giving bags out of my window out of the laundry basket.
Come on now, you were very creative and innovative.
So that was one of the starts to what I was doing now when the pandemic hit. And so as I was doing it, I said, this is, it's all right to do it sometimes, but this is something that needs to be done on a consistent basis. And, these individuals, they need these meals on a consistent basis, or they need some type of nutrient on a consistent basis. So I was like, it's time for me to move forward to structure this so I can continue to get the support and I can go ahead and get those donations that's needed to move forward with the continuation of Gina's iFeed. So my focus was to show recipients that you can have those cooked meals even though you may be going through a difficult time. You don't have to use salt. You don't have to use all of the sugars. You can use these natural spices and ingredients to give that same flavor to your food, which made me to also, because here's the thing. When you're serving these individuals, and I had a chef that guided me as well with this, you don't know their diet. You don't know when the last time they ate. You don't know. It's several things that you don't know when you're going to serve these individuals.
Yeah.
And then those that you might know the diet of, if they're diabetic, you can't give them a bunch of starchy stuff. Sugars need to be limited. Serving meals with sodas is a no-no. I don't do sodas. Most time when I give a meal out, you're going to get a bottle of water. But I was able to master my cooking skills because when I grew up, to be honest, growing up, everything had salt, everything had pork, everything had bread. That's just the way we took our meals. So I had to first change my lifestyle and before even getting to this phase of serving people in this sector, I had to go through a transition within myself, because you're looking at someone that had severe health conditions. You're looking at someone that was over 200 some pounds. So leading up to me getting to this phase of serving people, I had to have a disciplined mindset of how to prepare meals because we're going out into the community now. We're going out into the public now. So that way, in the event that they haven't eaten in days, in the event that they might have health conditions, the food is prepared in a manner that I have limited certain things that would trigger or enhance health conditions with them already in a complicated situation.
This is all coming from a nurse's mindset. And I'm not going to let you just flip over being over 200 pounds and now looking like this. So I want you to think about that as we go to the audience and see what the audience is saying. And in the meantime, if you have not shared this out from my page, please do so because this is really interesting. 200 pounds over two. Okay, we're going to talk about that. Let's flip over to the comment section. Let's see what our oh my goodness. Hi, Sissy, D'Antoinette. Thank you for being with us this evening. Hi, Pastor Gwen. Thank you so much. Elder Karen, thank you for joining us. And Ronjeanna, thank you for tapping in your friends so that they could come on. No one is asking any questions. They're just greeting us right now. So that is good. So I'm going right back over to you before it gets I'm not gonna let it get too warm. Tell me about being over 200 pounds, because this is the sister that I see now wearing these tutus and just, so you've got to just enlighten people like me, because really I have just started a journey because I really need to change some things about me. I am not over 200 pounds, but I'm not too far from that. And so one of the journeys that I know that I need to take is that salt journey, like really cutting back, because I really like salt. I have to watch it. And the sugar, I'm not really that big on it, but there is something that I am not doing right. I try exercise and I try, but I know that I have to do more. So you've just inspired me by just saying that. And so when you are doing healthy lunches for others, it's because you started with doing healthy lunches for yourself, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me a little about this 200 pounds, because I'm not going to let you get away with it that easily.
Well, prior to, and not to go too deep, but prior to,
Right.
I was really out there before I gave God a real yes. I was out there wilding out. I was once in ministry, left ministry, went out in the streets, just going crazy, just doing everything, drinking heavy, partying heavy, eating all types of
Sing to the
food,
choir.
smoking. I was just doing everything. I mean, I just was like, forget it. I'm going back hard, back out there. I might as well just be back out there. But as God started to deal with me, I started to get health conditions. I started to get really bad health conditions. I was having issues, diabetes, high cholesterol, GERD, which landed me in the ER several times, that it could only be controlled by IV medicine.
Okay.
My legs giving out, where I had neuropathy to the point I was on prescription medication. Heart condition landed me in the hospital a couple of times, where they thought I would have to have surgery. I had a lot going on, and during that time I was overweight. I was on just as many medications as I was passing out to my patients.
Wow. Wow.
So as I started to make a conscious decision to really get my life back together and stop running from my purpose and running from who God created me to be, running from the attributes that, don't get me wrong, out while I was out wilding out in the streets, I was serving, because you're gonna eat when you whip around Ronjeanna. You're gonna get a good meal, but I mean the meals wasn't healthy. I was I was infusing everything with liquor and everything. I was just going crazy out there. So as God started to deal with me and just let me know that you're not going to make it out if you don't shift yourself and align and go ahead with why I created you, with the will that I have for your life, you will not. You're gonna end up dying. That's pretty much
Wow.
what he was letting me know. You're gonna end up dying. So I started first. It began with the yes. I noticed once I gave God a real yes,
Yes.
for those that are kingdom believers, once I gave a real yes, I noticed my mindset started to become more disciplined. And I started to see a shift in my body and what I was consuming. Now, am I eating healthy all the time now? No. But I
Probably
started
not.
a shifting in my body once my mindset got disciplined to the point that I'm going to go ahead and align with what God wants me to do. I'm going to go through the process. I noticed certain medications started falling off. Certain health conditions started falling off. I'm not talking about abruptly stopping stuff without
Yes.
doctor saying it's safe to discontinue and then saying the Lord told you no. God has nothing to do with that. I'm talking about you going, you're doing what you're supposed to do. You safely come off of the medications. having labs to back up that your everything is in alignment, I was able to safely start coming off medications. I was able to get cleared by my cardiologist, to not have to take a medication that normally once you're prescribed that, you normally take that medication for the rest of your
The
life.
rest of your life.
The rest of
Wow.
I was on a couple of heart medications, medications for neuropathy. I was on medication for cholesterol. I had went through 3 different types of pills to get adjusted to the right pill that worked for me for neuropathy. Um, and as I safely started to come off the medications, I started to realize that now I can pay attention to what my body was rejecting. My body
Wow.
started was rejecting certain stuff, but I wasn't paying attention to it because I wasn't focused, because my mind was so cluttered back then. I was just in a mess. But then I was like, okay, I can't eat this at this hour, or I done ate this type of food in this food group already twice this week. I cannot eat it again a third time.
That's
I already
good.
see how my body is responding to it. So I was as God was dealing with me, I was able to take those attributes into the community as a tool and nugget and servant, and when I'm preparing the meals,
Yes.
um, as I started to learn the recipients.
Yes. Listen, it's Friday night and you are in tune to Around the Table. I am your coach, Vision Coach Alicia, and tonight I have in studios with me sitting around the table my guest. She is a part of the anthology Forces of Change, which was under the visionary of Kathy Staten, and she's a co-author. Her name is Ronjeanna Harris, and she is now running a nonprofit where she actually literally go out and she is a servant to those that are in need. And she just told her story about why and how she got there. It's so interesting when how God will use you when you're not even when you don't even know that you're being prepared to be used in a certain area, but you keep saying this. Once you truly give yourself to God, when you're not faking and you're not playing around, He will direct you and guide you to that which He really wants you to do. So if you come on Friday nights and Around the Table, which is a place for authors, coaches, and entrepreneurs, you never know who you will meet. So you get tell your friends that every Friday night that Vision Coach Alicia is around the table with someone that is going to be of great interest to you. But before we go back to our author, let's just check in again with our comments and see if anyone else have joined us tonight. Oh, thank you for staying with us tonight. Kathy, thank you. Oh, that is actually Kathy Staten. Kathy Diane,
Yes.
that's her Facebook name. And Coach Gwen and Sister DeAntoinette, I just want to wish you all blessings for tomorrow with that fantabulous uh, conference that you're going to have tomorrow. And so I will tune into you all if I can, if you're live. I'm not sure if you will be, but I will check it out. But let's get back to our guest tonight. I am always so blessed when someone comes on this show who understands what their purpose is. And it's not just writing a book, because if you wrote a book without a perspective for it to bless and help someone else, you've just put paper to pen, pen to paper. Listen, let me ask you this. You said that you're going to have your books in hand next Tuesday. Well, will you tell those that are listening how they will be able to get in touch with you for their book and how much the book is?
Absolutely. So right now you can go and pre-order my book that I am co-author with. If you go to my website, and it's called www.justgenas.com, you can go right to that website right now. And this is the unique thing right now. Those that are pre-ordering and purchasing books through my website, you get an autographed copy and you get a free gift. When I say a free gift, you already see what I do.
Ooh, yeah.
So you get a free gift with your copy of Forces of Change anthology. So go to my website, um, www.justginas.com, and I can put it in the chat as well. But pre-order, you can
Okay.
go ahead and pre-order. Doesn't matter where you at, it can be shipped to you. It can be shipped to you, and you will get a free gift and an autographed copy of the book if you head to my website now.
And how much is the book?
$15. $15 is the price of the book. $15. You
Okay.
can't beat that. Right now, meals are $15 at McDonald's, so that ain't that $15.
Yes. Okay. You that are listening in the Caribbean, you that are listening in London, you that are listening in the United States, she will ship you your book anywhere that you are. So head on over to that website and get the book. She's going to put it in the chat, and we are going to make sure that you are able to get this book for only $15. You have at least, I think it's about how many authors? 12 of you that's in this book? Or is it
It is seven authors. Seven
seven
authors.
authors? You get the story of seven authors in this one book for only $15. And those of you that are interested in nonprofits, the way they function, what they do, you may be interested in starting a nonprofit. This is a group and this is an organization, again, because they're working together. It's a collaboration. They're not just each trying to do their own thing. You can join them. So go ahead and DM Ronjeanna Harris. Speak to her through her DM. Get some information. Allow her to help you get to the place that you may need to go with your nonprofit. I know that I certainly am going to be doing that as I continue to keep Lorraine Barr International alive. I have a couple more questions for you. If you can give someone, because you've done it both ways. You said that you've had a book before on your own, and now you are also doing an anthology. What advice would you give to someone who really wants to write a book or a chapter in a book and really don't know where to begin or how? What advice would you give them to get them started?
First thing that I always say is that whatever is something that is pondering on you to do, or something in your heart, or there's something that you feel led to do, first you need to seek God in prayer. You need to seek God in prayer for direction of which way to go. And as far as writing, start writing. Start writing. Start writing. If you feel led to start doing penmanship, start writing. Keep journals near you. Keep your laptop near you. Start writing. Don't wait for the perfect moment where you think you got to have the book all broken up into chapters and things of that
Mm,
nature. Start writing, because what I'm finding is it was a different experience with my solo project, but then the it's really based around the visionary, because as of this point I'm part of four anthologies, and what I've found is that the experience
mm,
was different. And the thing is to write, and some of the visionaries will give you questions to guide you. But if you're feeling like you're look if you see an anthology call through any of your friends on Facebook or social media, and you feel that you would be the fit for that anthology, go ahead and start building your chapter up by just writing, and you're going to have the guidance. Also, a lot of the visionaries for anthologies, they have coaches, they have resources, to help guide you to make sure that you are express your story is brought to life, that it can be readable and people can get a understanding. So they help bring to life and help structure your story, your chapter, your book, so it can meet the need of delivery to whoever the reader is.
Yeah, that is awesome. You just said something interesting that I want to really pinpoint for people. Don't limit yourself. Ronjeanna just said that she has been in 4 ontologies. Four. It just depends on if there's a topic or a subject that you really believe that you could fit into. Exposure of being an author is one of the best things that you can do for yourself if you are in this uh, business of coaching, if you're an entrepreneur. This is one of the best ways of exposure. And so she did not limit herself to one ontology. She said she's been in 4 ontologies plus her solo projects. Listen, when you get on Amazon and you start to see your book go #1, what kind of feeling is that?
Amazing.
Absolutely an amazing feeling. And so, why not give yourself the opportunity to become 4 times bestseller by being in those ontologies or collaborations that fit you best? Hey, listen, you are listening to Vision Coach Alicia, and you're sitting around the table with us on a Friday night. I am sipping on one of my favorite Caribbean beverages tonight. If you have something, just go ahead and take a sip and just stay with us for just a few more minutes as we begin to wrap it up tonight. But what I want to say to you is that this show is for you. If you are interested in coming on the show, again, it's a show for authors, coaches, or entrepreneurs. DM me, Alicia George. Let me know that you're interested. I will contact you, and you can be sitting exactly where Ronjeanna and many others have been. I am so excited about 2022 and where we are going and everything that we're doing. I am so hyped is the word that I want to use, that I have been doing this show for over a year and have not felt like giving up. Yes, I took a month off because I needed to, because I understand about wellness and self-care. And that's one of the things that I tell people to do. Those of you who may not have known, my mom passed away and I needed to just chill for a minute, which I did. But I'm back on course with what I'm supposed to be doing. Again, we are reviewing the book, Forces of Change. And this book was written by 7 women, and it is a book from the non-profit sector of business. Transformational nonprofit stories of leaders who are paving the way for others to take action. I know that there's so many people out there that want to run their own nonprofit, that want to be involved in a nonprofit. Here's an opportunity. Go into her DM, get some information from her, let her help direct you to the other organizations that she work with that may work best with you. And so as we begin to wrap up tonight, I want to say to you, Ronjeanna, that I really applaud you for the type of work that you are doing, to go out and feed the community, to take care of those that are less fortunate. Sometimes people don't have compassion because they don't have the experience, but it can be your mother, it could be a family member, it could be most people live
Yes.
one paycheck away from being in the streets. And that's why we have to trust God to make the right decisions about our lives and to walk in the purpose and plan that He has for us, so that we don't end up in those situations. But there are those that will. And if they do, it's so good to know that there are people out there and organizations out there that are willing to help them, that are willing to say, I am going out. Ronjeanna and I was laughing a little bit before we came on because she was saying how cold it was in Virginia. people like her will be committed to going out in the cold and helping someone that is in the cold. And so I just want you all to understand how important nonprofits are, and that you should support them whenever you are able to do so.
Yeah.
Ronjeanna, I'm going to read your website one more time. I am not that suave, so I don't know how to post it as we go, and I forgot to put it up before we came on. It's www.justgenas with an S on the end.com.
Yes.
Okay. www.justgenas with an S on the end.com. I see my other sister on here. Hi, Prophetess Veronica, thank you for joining us tonight. Oh, Sissy, you're still on here. Thank you. Yes, this is really good. I am learning a lot from her tonight, and I am so excited. Elizabeth Berry, thank you for coming on and being with us tonight and joining us tonight as we sit around the table. You know what, Sissy, you need to come on this show with your book, The 9-Day Turnaround book. You need to come and bless some people with that book. So, Ronjeanna, if there's anything that you can say to the listening audience before we leave tonight, what will it be that you would like to have as your departing words that tonight to our listening audience?
One thing that I would like to say is never stop moving forward in your purpose. And what I mean by that is, do not be the one that hinders your progression to make payways for others. So one of the things that I notice is that I might not continue the journey with people, but however, God has gave me a charge to create segues for others. So your obedience will help that next individual that may be coming up behind you, and that may very well even soar beyond. I think about kingdom and economy. What
Mm,
I'm doing is I want to serve in a sector, and I want to serve in an impactful way that's going to help contribute to enhancing kingdom and enhancing the economy. And how do I do that? By serving others, by giving hope, by letting them see that I am consistent. That if I'm consistent, that means they can be consistent, and let them see that someone cares, and also let them see that believers stand by as believers out here that are not shucking and jiving people.
yeah.
Okay. So operate in your purpose, be accountable in your purpose, ignite your purpose, and make sure that it's going to effectively create a segue for someone to move forward in what they were created to do as well.
Amen. Well, listen, everyone, our time tonight is well spent, but you have been with Vision Coach Alicia around the table with Ronjeanna Harris, and we had an awesome discussion tonight. This is a nonprofit organization. We are highlighting nonprofits. We want you to know that they are out there doing fantabulous jobs of doing whatever they are called to, because there's so many different types of nonprofit. Ronjeanna happens to be one that is a wellness coach that really looks after those that are less fortunate and may not be able, some of us sit around the table and eat a full meal, but there may be those that are not able to do that. So if you would go to her DM or go to her website and donate to her nonprofit so that she can continue doing what she's doing.
Amen.
Also, make sure that you buy the book. The book will be available on Amazon as well, and you will be able to read the stories of the other 6 authors along with her. And so every Friday night we come around the table. We sit around this table and we bring those that are authors, that are entrepreneurs, and those that are coaches to you. So until next Friday, I would like to say to you, the blessings of the Lord, may they overtake you. So until next Friday, Ronjeanna, thank you for being on. My listening audience, ta-ta.